Thank you. So, welcome back to this session on infrastructure facilitating technology growth in Kolkata of the 14th BITC, Business IT Conclave of the Bengal Chamber. So, we have with us Mr. Aninda Dash, Vice President Marketing of Infinity Group, moderating this session. And as panelists, we have Mr. Anirban Gupta, Managing Director, Colliers, East India, Mr. Pratik Mehta, Director and Head, Office Occupier Services, Advisory and Transactions, East India, at CBRE, India, Kolkata, Mr. Joydeep Paul, Senior Associate Director, East India, Leasing, TAG, Koshman and Wakefield, India, Kolkata, Mr. Shantanu Ghosh, Head Office Leasing and Retail at JLL India, Kolkata. So I would request the panelists and the moderator to take their seats on the dais.
বেঙ্গল চেম্বারের প্রোগ্রাম বাংলায় কিছু বক্তব্য রাখি। আপনারা যারা যারা পেছনে বসে আছেন একটু এগিয়ে আসুন, এত বোরিং সেশন হলে হবে না, আপনারা সবাই একটু এগিয়ে আসুন। সামনের দিকেও সিট আছে, অত পিছনে পেছনে না হলে, হ্যাঁ একটু এগিয়ে আসলে সুবিধা হয়। এটা বেসিক্যালি আমরা এটা মানে একটা গল্প করবো, বাঙালিটা গল্প করতে খুব ভালোবাসে। আমি সকাল থেকে দেখছি প্রচণ্ড
অনিন্দকে অ্যাড করে বলছি আমরা রিয়েল এস্টেট কম কথা বলবো।
হ্যাঁ, মানে আমরা একটুখানি গল্প করতে ভালোবাসি বাঙালি তো, বাট ইংরেজিতে করব, বাট ঠিক আছে। বেঙ্গল চেম্বারে হচ্ছে, বাংলাদেশ থেকেও আমাদের বন্ধুরা আছেন। খুব ধন্যবাদ সবাইকে, বেঙ্গল চেম্বারকে জানাই এরকম একটা প্রোগ্রাম কিউরেট করার জন্য। আমি আইটি কমিটির পার্টে আছি, আমরা ভাবলাম যে এরকম ফার্স্ট টাইম এরকম আইটি কনক্লেভে যদি হয়। সো আই হ্যাভ সাম স্পিকার্স উইথ মি। দে আর দি মানে আমরা সবাই শুনতে পাই বেঙ্গলে যে লট অফ বিগ থিংস আর হ্যাপেনিং, মাইন্ড ট্রি আসছে, আর্নেস্ট অ্যান্ড ইয়াং, রোহিত এখানে আছে, KPMGs and all. But basically যারা যারা এগুলোতে ইনস্ট্রুমেন্টাল রোল প্লে করে, the people who are playing real instrumental role are these people. You know, you name it, they are the ones who have been associated to bring those companies in Kolkata. And in Kolkata for the last, I think, couple of years, things have drastically changed, and it's very good. You know, and post-COVID, we have seen some bigger transformation. At least in Infinity, in the last 2 years, we have closed almost like around 5-6 lakh square feet, which is like, in Kolkata, it's a huge thing. So I thought that let me bring on the stage those people who has that pulse, who understands the market, who will tell you the story of the pan-India story and where Kolkata is standing. What are the things we can do as a you know, as an organization, as a team, as an ecosystem to take Kolkata to the next level. So that's the intention. Will you know? So I'll first start with Mr. Anirban Gupta. He's the managing director of Colliers. So Anirban, if you can share the pan-India picture, you know, and where Kolkata is standing, then the audience will get some info.
Thank you, Anindo, and thank you to Bengal Chamber of Commerce, to Infinity Group, and all others, respected audience who are there. To start with, I'll just start with a small story. The story of me being in this market for last 20 years. So I started my real estate career in 2002, and this 2022 is my 20th year in real estate in Calcutta. I got immense number of opportunities to move out of Calcutta, sometimes in Bombay, sometimes Delhi, Bangalore. But you know, I had a belief, you know, that this region, this city, this market has got everything to go to that level and compete with India level on different aspects and different dimensions or criterias that we take. So this is what, you know, my belief that is still continuing, and you know, this belief is an inspiration, you know, which I got from Oscar Wilde. I read somewhere, he said that, you know, if a person, you know, if anyone, you know, in career becomes what he or she decides at the first go, like some people want to become a doctor, some people want to become a lawyer, engineer, and you just go for it and you achieve it. So if you have it in the first go, it's a punishment for you. But if you don't have it in the first go, you are an artist and you can create magic. And this is what Bengal will create in the next few years. And that's what the great part that we are all a part of it. So coming to Anindo, the India picture, India picture, we did a couple of researches, from Colliers, and, I will just project two picture, on a India platform. The first thing is India will be a superpower by 2030. So India is actually overtaking to be a superpower by 2030. And there are many, many reasons, lot of reasons which are there, lot of researches that happen. I just point out top 3 to 4 reasons, why we say that India will be a superpower by 2030. The first point I'll say is definitely the digitalization, which is taking to the next level in India. We all know. The second point I'll say about the population of India overtaking China, 1.41 billion. China was 1.39 billion. So we overtook China. That's the second point. We have that advantage of man hours. Third point, which I'll say, is India's working population, the median age today is 28.4 years, which was actually China in 2007. So in 2007, China's median age of population was 28.4 years, and look at where China is standing today. By 2030, India's mid-age population will go to 31.7 years, which is still a very, very young working population India will give to the world. My fourth point is India will contribute 97 million of working population to the world by 2030. 97 million will contribute 22% of the working population India will contribute to the world, which is again a big reason for that. And then we go on adding different reasons, but one more reason, my last reason I'll say, that if you go to Global Entrepreneurship Monitor Index, which is called GEM, it says that India is actually it ranks 4th out of 51 countries where they give a entrepreneurial ecosystem which is best to work for, and India is creating entrepreneurs. So there's a concept which has also come, which is called solopreneurs. This I said in one of my conferences, where it says that there are individuals who can become business owners, and that is happening in India. So this is basically one of the point I'd like to highlight. Now I'll come to the market basically. India overall office market is 6 approximately. My numbers may be wrong somewhere, but I'll give an approximate idea. We are at 667 million square feet. India, it has got office spaces. Again, 667 million square feet is India's number. And if I again go on a global comparison, Tokyo is 1 billion square feet, New York is 5 billion square feet. So we have a lot to catch up with. So that is what we are doing. Definitely in India, Bangalore rules is 180 million square feet approximately it has. In 2022, last year, how much absorption happened, what we say, how much office spaces got consumed, India is about 50 million square feet. And again, we have Bangalore ruling, which is 16 million square feet. Calcutta also touched 2 million square feet, which is a great number. So if I say the positive part of it, Calcutta made more than 100% progression. So over 2021-22 was 100% growth, which is a real good picture for the city. My next point, which is saying the upcoming stocks, if I compare the upcoming stocks of the country, 174 million square feet, and this is a big improvement because demand is generating for that amount. So 174 million square feet is coming up in India till 2025. If I go on to the average rental, my next point, which is average rental is Mumbai is highest in India, which is 140 rupees per square feet, and followed by NCR and Bangalore, which are 90 rupees per square feet. Pune and Hyderabad is around 75 rupees a square feet, and Calcutta will be around 45 rupees a square feet. So it's clearly one of the competitive market where we can have a price advantage, and we have a huge talent, which my other panelists will also share. Who are taking, if I say tech companies, they have a 34% market share, Flex have a 14% market share, and manufacturing and engineering has a 10% market share. My last point, what is going on in Indian market is basically a concept which is called REITs, R-E-I-T-S, which is basically the next best and big thing in India, which we will talk in the due course of time. So that's it from my side, Aninda. Thank you.
Great, great. I think a round of applause for India at least. The growth of India, the growth of Kolkata, which is happening. I think Anirban has stated the stats, and so nice to hear that everything is growing. I'll come to Pratik Mehta from CBRE. He has been handling some of the very big clients and has helped to bring them in Kolkata. So Pratik, what are the, if you can tell us, what are the key things these MNCs are looking for when they are choosing Kolkata? Some of the factors which you encounter. If you can share with us, that would be helpful.
Sure. Thank you, Aninda. First of all, a very big thank you to BCC&I Infinity Group for giving us this platform to speak about the growth story of Calcutta. My esteemed industry colleague Anirban just mentioned about what has been the growth story of India. He presented a fantastic picture with stats on what has been the trajectory of this growth. I will deep dive further into the Calcutta growth story. In the post-pandemic area, we have seen a good quantum of companies who were presently not in the city exploring the opportunity of setting up shop here. And when I say that, almost 1.36 million square feet of office space was absorbed in the city in the last year, which is one of the highest in the cities that has ever seen. And that's not the only point. The silver lining is the quantum of the pipeline that all of us have together does speak volumes about the potential of the city. So we not only are looking to sustain this momentum which has been gained in the post-pandemic area time, but also to capitalize on that. So coming back to your point on what are some of the things that these corporates are exploring when they are trying to set up offices in Calcutta. So obviously there are a host of points, but if I have to jot it down and make it succinct for the audience here, then location, infrastructure, cost, compatibility, connectivity, flexibility, the developer community, which is very, very conscious about the needs of the client. I must appreciate that the developer community has really handled some of these bigger clients that we have been talking about and making their entry into the city a much, much smoother process. And that has given them the confidence that this is a city wherein the ecosystem is already there, the infrastructure is already present, and we have a set of developers and a community of developers in the city who are ready to understand the needs of a modern workplace and to give them the well-being and the overall atmosphere that the new age employee is seeking for. So that's my point, Aninda. I think these are some of the key criteria that the companies are actually looking at.
Okay. And I must say, the market is insane. Like we are, some of the top ones are now looking into Kolkata market, and our next, I think before Pujo, Persistent Technologies will be inaugurating their office also. We have now a good amount of queries which are coming every day, 30,000, 50,000, 1 lakh, and we are, there's a shortage of supply which is there now coming up in the market. But a lot of things has changed, post-COVID. Post-COVID, the way it was before COVID and post-COVID, things have changed. There's a huge change in the models, in the huge change in the business models. And I'll request Mr. Shantanu Ghosh to from JLL to share. He has been there in the industry for a long time, and he can share his views. What had been the change, post-COVID?
Thank you, Aninda. Thanks for giving us this opportunity to speak our mind. In fact, you made a great beginning when you started in Bengal, and I have never seen anywhere like, it was music to our ears. I'm sure that, Anirban will agree with me. Anyway, so the first thing first, the city always had that underlying potential. I mean, people will be amazed to know that East as a whole, as a region, accounts for more than 25% of overall workforce across all industry. Yet, we actually started realizing our potential post-COVID. I mean, we coined a term that is reverse migration. My team makes fun out of me for coining such term, but having said that, that is the reality. And, that was the time, like, people came back home and they were not willing to return to work, right? And overall, like, my experience is when I spoke to a lot of, companies, whether we accept or not, overall the service quality has been impacted. So the companies want the employees to come back, and that is not happening. So, what is the option we are left with? That was the time, like, the companies started expanding their footprint to Calcutta. And as a result, what happened? It's like, earlier, we are seeing like, the average ticket size of absorption was about, 5 to 7,000, correct? And that too was very much confined in and around CBD. But with such reverse migration, things have changed drastically. The overall ticket size have gone up to about, 20,000 square feet. And you will see like, overall absorption has also surged towards this area between Sector 5 and Rajarhat. And that, which are companies we are in dialogue with. And right now, Calcutta has taken off. That much I can assure you.
Great. And taking cue from, Shantanu, and I think, and some of the, you won't believe some of the, unknown companies. We never thought about this type of companies. There's a company called Rently. It's a New York-based company based out of from Coimbatore. They have moved to Kolkata, first office, first year 100 seats, and then they have planned for another, incremental way, another 100, maybe in the next 2 to 3 years, 300 seats. They are inaugurating their office on 6th. It's an Infinity think tank. So, it's not just the biggies. A lot of flexible players have also entered in the market where a lot of companies are getting a comfort. And to talk about the flexi operators and how they are creating a lot of value in the market, I'll request my friend Joydeep from Cushman to share his views on the flexible market scenario in Kolkata.
Thank you, Aninda. Thank you, BCC&I, for having us here, and all the and the prestigious sponsors we have here. So, to sum up and to add on to what my friends out here in this panel they have mentioned, Pratik, Anirbandha, Shantanu. So, combined of all these reasons comes the reason why the flex is on an expansion mode, why this is coming to play. Aninda, we live in a world of outsourcing right now. We need to eat, so Zomato and Swiggy is there. We need to commute, Uber and Ola is there. We need an office. A lot of operators are there. There are many operators, there are many listed, small, big, local operators working out in the east, in Pan-India. So coming to the reason why all the corporates on also multiple small companies, startup companies, they're opting for this kind of a model is the first thing, which is the asset-light model. No investment, no capex, scalability, headache-free solution. The companies, the corporates, they don't want to bang their head now, what will my office designs and how to maintain things, what will the admin resources and how to run the office. Just they are outsourcing everything. Single check solution, no hidden charges. Like for an example, like the micro market, your buildings are there, your prestigious buildings are there. Like, there are multiple aspects in the commercials, like the stacks, that stacks, honorable stacks. It gives a one composite solution. I don't know what is the CAM, I don't know what is the AC, I don't know what is the property tax, I don't know what is the variable tax. I know only one component, what is rent. And for every corporate, that contributes as an outflow. And they need to know that outflow. And there is no hidden charges in that. And that gives a very, very important aspect for their decision making. Also, the scalability aspect. I mean, say supposedly, I will also like to mention there's big corporates, like a couple of our clients, I mean, they're having clients of all of us here in this panel. They are interested in moving to a new concept, which is called the core flex model. in the Scoreflex model, they are retaining their original office space, plus whatever expansions they are doing in the Flex Arena. Like Pratik, you have a couple of clients like this who have expanded recently. I have done Shantunda, Onirabanda. So to name a few, Ansang Yang, KPMG, we have done Vialto Partners, and we have done CG as well. So these are the clients who are now, they are taking interest in this model, not only for Calcutta, I will say, this is happening for entire East. When I say East, Bhubaneswar is also catching up quite rapidly here. So this is something which is going to stay, and also to the facts and numbers, which Anirbandha has been saying about, I will also like to say here that last year we have seen a grossly around 1.5 to 2 million square feet of leasing activity in the year 2022 in the city. After that, approximately around 25 to 26% of contribution has came from this flex operators, which is a significantly huge number. Although in a pan-India basis, I mean, it's around a 50 million square feet market. As of now, it's around 1.5 million for the operators who are occupying, but yeah, this will be growing steadily. We know there are inventories which is coming, which are upcoming. Sector 5 Newtown alone holds around 75% inventory of the city. And there will be another around of 500,000 square feet of inventory getting added by another couple of years. So these are operators who are eyeing these kind of assets, which are obviously green building, new buildings, and sustainable also, which will attract clients like this, like the clients which I've just mentioned, to expand their portfolio and their operations. And this is something which is going to stay. And this will be one of the newest interesting that our country will be witnessing.
Great. Great.
Ananda, just wanted to add a small story to what you and Joydeep just said. So I was speaking to one of our clients, and to add to what you just said, that you were speaking to a client from Coimbatore and you haven't heard about them, and they were willing to come to Calcutta. And on top of it, he talked about the flexible workspace. So I was speaking to one of the clients, and he coined a very interesting term which I would like to share with the audience. He said that what the flexible workspace ecosystem has done is that even for companies who were previously a bit more conservative in their expansion plans, they have given these companies the idea of what he termed as a dipping the toe. So what he said that my management now is much more flexible to explore newer territories, to see what kind of talent pool is available, and then to expand further into the city. Fortunately for us, we have been we have visibility to such transactions which have happened in the city. And let me tell you that all these clients who have come and started off with 20, 25 workstations have expanded further into the city. One example, obviously I can't name the client, but they started off with 20 odd workstations, and today their portfolio in the city stands at more than almost 1 lakh square feet. So these are some of the things which have actually come up in the era of flexible workspace now. And these stories will keep on coming more and more. Yeah.
Great. Great. We are almost coming to the end, but one question I have for all, like, we are talking a lot about in India, to make India the GCC hub, a lot of research work is going on. Even JLL has published reports on that. Like, if you have to make Kolkata the hub of the global capability centers, what are the things we should do? Maybe can be a recommendation or a suggestion to Bengal Chamber also can take this forward, starting from Anirban.
So I can say about the major 3 to 4 points. The first thing I'll talk about is REITs. Definitely, I talked about it earlier also. So we cover about 74.4 million square feet under REITs in India right now, where we have a market of 667 million square feet. So it only covers 11% of the national market. Now, this has a potential to go up to around 55%. If that comes up, the REIT contribution of Kolkata right now is 4% only, which is the Brookfield asset, which is there in Rajarhat. So if that 4% that we have can be increased and, sky's the limit, I'll tell a very interesting thing of REITs, how India is in advantage. If you go around the REITs of the world, so we have done a small study where we put India, USA, Singapore, and UK. India, I'll just say the summary of it. The market cap for India is only 7 billion USD. So India's exposure to REITs is only 7 billion USD. USA is 1220 billion USD, Singapore is 70 billion USD, and UK is 72 billion USD. So we are sitting at 7 billion USD, where we have a potential to go at a really, really high level for the next few years. So I think that's my first point, which we should do. My second point that I'll say is, this is an example, because a Collier's office is in BKC, and just behind our office, there's a developer who is from Japan, Tokyo. It's called Sumitomo. Sumitomo has taken 2 land parcels. They have taken from MRDA at 2,067 crores valuation, and they're doing 2 beautiful office buildings there. When we went back and understood how is the company, they have done more than 150 office buildings grade A in Tokyo right now. So if these, I'll say, institutions or developers more, they get inclined to Calcutta, I think that'll value add to the market of Calcutta and to the level of delivery of Calcutta also. So that's my second point. And rest is, I'll just talk of one more point, what is to be done. Because we are all doing a great job, we are creating a good building, we are actually increasing the supply. But this point is definitely the supply part, which my colleagues will also talk of, the supply part, how we increase the supply part and take it to the next level. I think that's all from my side, Aninda.
So, as far as GCC is concerned, it's a very much, human resource intensive affair, right? So there are only 2 things we need. One is talent. So the state produces 1 million graduates every year. It's a homeland to 3 I's, ISI, IIM, and IIT. Has about 300 educational institutes with 61 engineering colleges, right? Yet we have not been able to retain talent because of reasons beyond our control. But the problem is, it's not about it's not darkness all around, right? We have got a story, we already have got a story, and we have to sell this story. Like, Silicon Valley initiative, or as a matter of fact, that, the FinTech Hub initiative, wherein we have been able to rope in all the bigots. Now the question is, how many people outside Bengal knows about the stories? They don't know. Because collectively, it's not about, we 4 are sitting here, and as a firm, we are connected with who's who in the world, at national level and also international level. But instead of cutting into each other's transaction, there has not been a consolidated effort to sell Bengal in tandem with industry bodies like you, or also CREDI. So, this growth story, this success story, we have never been able to inculcate in biggest mind. It's all about the perception. Correct? So, and number 2 is the infrastructure. When we talk about infrastructure, it's just that, you are one of the pioneers in creating that sustainable building, right? In Sector 5, and rest followed. But the question is, have we paid enough effort to get institutional developers on board? What is the advantage? Because these institutional developers cater to all the biggies in the world. Even if they are pushed, again this perception problem, we have never tried to change the perception. For them also, land acquisition is a problem. How many times, they have approached government through us, because again, we have not tried to change the perception. We have more often than not reacted to the requirement coming in our way, instead of trying to create a requirement for the city. So that is something we need to work on. So,
Very good, very good points, very good points. And I must say at this juncture that Bengal Chamber will come to you, ma'am. That Bengal Chamber is trying, from the IT committee, Aninda is also here, Mr. Radhakrishnan is there. We are trying to do some, focused technology-driven events in some pockets of India. The first event will be in Bangalore. First time, such a program will be done in Bangalore. Shombit is here. You can talk to him offline in the first week of August. We are planning to do it. But it's so important, Shantrunda, that is what we want to do. And I think a very important suggestion we have. Ma'am, I'll come back to you. Let my friend share his views, and we'll get back to the audience also for their views, because that is something which we want to note it down.
Sure. Thanks, Aninda again. What Shantanu said, it's remarkable. It touches our heart. We, the people out here in this panel, we, the people in this room, we need to go out. We need to sell ourselves to the world. We need to stop saying things which demotivates. We need to start and say things which promotes us, ourselves. We have everything. We have the infrastructure. I mean, we know what is the history of the city. We know what Calcutta has been. Let's bring it back. It's our duty. It's our city, and we will have to do it, because infrastructure-wise, talent pool-wise, academics-wise, Calcutta still has one of the best schools, institutions in the country. We can definitely be proud of that. Tourism, tell me a state which has hills, which has a sea, which has forest to it. We need to promote it. That's us, we the people. Adding to that, the government has been really helpful. We are seeing some wonderful progress. In Newtown, we have seen the new flyover which has came up connecting Sector 5 to Newtown. And people have already started availing it, easing the traffic movements. The people who are coming from the northern and the southern fringes of the city. 2,800,000 kilometers of highway is getting constructed, connecting Calcutta, Siliguri, Guwahati, Myanmar, Bangkok, Thailand. Can you imagine what kind of boost that will bring to the state and the entire east and far east states of the country? This is an opportunity which we have got because of the look east policy, or because of the focus on tier 2 city policies, or because of whatever post-COVID thing. People did not want to go back to their workplaces again, because unfortunately we have seen a lot of brain drain from the state. Thankfully those brains are here back again. Let's retain them. This is us, we need to do it.
Pratik?
Aninda, you spoke about the chamber taking it up nationally, trying to promote the city, and which is absolutely critical to the growth story of Calcutta. But I think all of us present here who are from the city or who are working in the city also have a responsibility to internally market the city to the relevant stakeholders within the company or within the peer groups. I think that is something which we probably might underestimate, but it will definitely result into a lot of positivity around the city. See, Rajarhat, Newtown, it's a living and visible example of a robust, dynamic business district. We don't need anything else. So I, for example, always make it a point that whenever there is a client, not only we are showing him the properties or the ecosystem of the city, but also making a point to take him to certain places which speaks about the culture of the city, which speaks about the fabric of the city. And I think in Calcutta, we have a city which has got the most cosmopolitan fabric, and that is very, very important for the IT to grow.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think we'll ask the audience, we'll open this thing 5 minutes for the audience for any questions, suggestions, if you have. If somebody can give the mic to ma'am over there.
I have the mic here. Can I ask the first question?
Yes, please.
Yeah,
I can't see you.
Yeah, here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. So I am aware that the government is interested in starting another Newtown Sector 5 kind of a thing somewhere in Alipur. Now, one of the primary challenges for that happens to be that the airport is out here, and though there are a lot of people working in Kolkata today, they are mostly not decision takers. Decision takers come from outside, they take the decisions and go back, which is why all the 5-star hotels are always full. Now, the point is, we have a small airport kind of near Behala. Is there any talks of starting that thing from Dom to over there, and then that area can also become a development hub or something like that?
Which place you're talking about?
Alipur.
I'm not aware whether.
I'll answer your question, sir. I'll answer a question not exactly to Alipur. I'll answer a question that there is, again, pan-India wise, there's been a drive taken. Like, that's one of the measure which Aninda asked, that how we improve Kolkata to the next level. The pan-India wise, there's been drive taken to revive the old CBDs. So that's happening everywhere. The top 6 cities, they calculated about 120 million square feet to be recovered and revived, and the CBD coming back to the old form. So that drive is also planning to happen in Kolkata also. And there will be definitely a price difference, but that's not the only factor. So if that drive happens, then we can see those central business districts popping up in all over the city, and definitely there'll be a focus on the infrastructure later on also.
But the primary challenge happens to be travel, at least from the IT sector, because the people, decision takers come from outside.
True.
Until and unless that airport or that area, something happens such that people can travel to that side fast, I don't think nothing will happen.
I think that's a point taken. We can put it up to the chamber to take this forward. I think even Rohit is there. Rohit has been an influencer, he's a YouTube influencer, has been doing a lot of, he's an actor by profession, but he has been promoting Bengal. He's very famous in the digital world. So yes, Rohit.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. So আমি এটা জিজ্ঞেস করতে চাই, I want to ask one thing, that are we looking to bring Mindspace in Kolkata or some big players like Embassy Group to Kolkata for making such big tech parks, or is Infinity Group looking for making some good big tech parks like in 50 acres or 100 acres in Newtown area?
So yes, my answer is yes, and it's a matter of time. So we have got 3 right now: Mindspace, Embassy, and Brookfield. Brookfield is already here. There'll be some 8-9 more players getting into the same REITs portfolios, and yes, we hope to expand it to a very big number.
So
thank you so much.
Drawing reference to what Anirban said, it's like REIT is bound to catch up in India. It's just a matter of time. Probably we are 2.5 years away, right? But having said that, we need institutional developer. I mean, that should be our focus.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, correct. Thank you, sir.
I'll add on to what Shantanu said. We in India right now, the exposure to the institutional investment in India is in the tune of, if I'm not wrong, I may be wrong a little bit on the figure, approximately $5 million USD. That's what India's exposure is. Worldwide is $1 trillion USD spent every year by these institutional investors. New York itself takes 40 billion USD. So we are just 0.5% of the institutional investment India overall to the world picture. So there's a lot to come, and it should come the way it's looking.
Sir, recently we have seen that Hyderabad's IT export have rose to 31%. So are we targeting something like that Kolkata's IT export for
yes.
something like that?
So Hyderabad has gone a little bit far ahead. 2007, I remember, Kolkata and Hyderabad, we were absorption-wise, square feet absorption-wise, we were same. Hyderabad will add on 19% to REITs next year. So that Hyderabad is the next best thing which is growing. So they have gone up a little bit ahead of us, but I think we hope to catch up also in due course of time.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
I think
Okay.
yes.
Hi all. My name is Tulika. I'm leading the talent acquisition for LTI Mindtree in Kolkata. So there's no question. I'm just stating my experience. So when we started over here, we were very small when Mindtree started over here. And as a talent acquisition person, I really want to thank you, Aninda, for your posts on LinkedIn, okay? Whenever a new company comes to Calcutta, I get the information from your posts, okay, that these are the companies which are coming. So for me, motivating a candidate who's an outstation candidate, a non-Bengali candidate, to relocate to Calcutta, it helps me to actually refer to your posts and tell them that these are the other companies. So come to Calcutta, join us. You have other options eventually in 2-3 years' time. So that has really helped a lot. Your post has helped. Thank you so much. The kind of buildings you all make, the sustainable buildings. There was a time, the day we inaugurated the Mindtree office in Calcutta, you were also there. And Debashish Chatterjee, DC, I hope everybody knows about him. So we were in a room and he was saying that, "Eto shundor building ache, lokjon ashbe to." I just looked at him and I said, "Yeah, they'll come." Okay. And just 2-3 months back, I was in the office and I was like, I just lifted my head and I saw each and every workstation was full. There were days when we had to actually use the meeting rooms to accommodate people who had not done the seat booking. And when people from outside, I mean, when somebody from Chennai or Bangalore comes, they are amazed to look at the office that, oh my God, so many people are coming to office. We are struggling to get people back to office. And here, Calcutta office is full of people. Because the kind of infrastructure that you've built, people feel very comfortable coming to office and working. The kind of buildings, the kind of facilities that are there, it's completely at par with the standards that people get in Bangalore and Pune. So thank you so much for all that you've done for the city. Your posts, I will be referring to them for any hiring in Kolkata. There was a time when we were finding it difficult to attract talent for Calcutta, and now it's completely changed. Calcutta has taken off.
Great, great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think somebody has a couple of hands. Puran is there. Puran, just one sec, I think.
Yeah, hi. My name is Arunashish again. As I heard from our talent manager, I think one of the strategies which we need to utilize in Bengal and which we've been missing out very severely is how do we attract the senior level leadership from this city of Calcutta to come back and invest, whether it's DC, whether it's, you look at all organization, Aninda, you can look at it. It is primarily, it's a leadership initiative to start something in your own hometown or somewhere close by. I think that's a big missing link, and that is where platform like BCCI can help and bridge that, not only we are talking about builder, infrastructure companies, service providers, IT organization, but the leaderships, which we can come and do that. And we require a talent pool, we require educational background that we have institutions. We also need to build in a strong ecosystem of startups, innovators, entrepreneurs who will build solutions on which organizations will grow. So rather than a question, it's a suggestion, for a BCCI.
Great. Thank
which
you so
can
much for the
do
suggestion.
it for the leadership.
So I'll add on, sir, to one point, which I have experienced in my life to your question, that, on all national platforms. Personally, I had the business for Colliers for East India. That's what we say, basically, a zone. So in all India, a lot of pan-India platforms, where people ask me about this thing, I say the potential of this region is, as a breakup, I'll say, we have got 13 states, basically. If you add on the 7 sisters, and if you add on Orissa, Bihar, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, and West Bengal, technically we have got 13 states, and we have got 2 countries, which is Bangladesh, which is also controlled from here, business of Bangladesh, and we can add on sometime Bhutan if it's becoming a business destination. So technically, a person who is sitting here, any leader who is sitting here, the leadership control is 50% of India. India has got 28 states. So what more, a leadership wants? What more potential a leader wants, actually?
Absolutely. I think that's the way forward. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Puran?
Hi, good evening, everyone. It's really great to see such great minds coming together on one stage. And since you all are industry veterans, you're leading an industry. So my question might sound a little IPC or developer-centric, but we spoke largely about how flex operators are scaling up in an immense way. We're looking at a 0.8 million square feet of holdings by the most recognizable national co-working operators. My question is, when we look at these co-working operators taking up clients that the IPCs provide, is it fair to say that in the times to come, these flex operators are going to transform as a threat to us and our industry, because ultimately it's the developer and the operator who continue the relationship, and the IPC is then taken a little back.
So Puran, when pandemic started, the share of the online business, which were basically the warehousing business, was on single digits. Post that, when people become used to Amazons and Flipkarts, their market share doubled basically. But at the same time, the offline business, which is the retail business, improvised, and they also came up to the competition, and today you see both being omnipresent. So this is what we have. So there's been some beautiful concepts how Flex actually mixes with the traditional offices, because what a young working professional wants, that's very important, and if both of them can come together and build that, so we say that, in corporate world, there are 3 T's basically that they want: time, trust, and team. So there are 3 T's they say they want. So if you can build that basically, then why not? Both will coexist. There are advantages of both the models, there are disadvantages of both, and Aninda is the best judge. And I've got Shantanu and Pratik and Joydeep also can speak about it.
In fact, Puran, there are 2 reasons why they will never turn out to be our competitor. Number 1, our mandate will continue to remain, right? So they cannot, get into our mandate, right? So in that case, but we have to treat them as our friend, because they are giving us that end-to-end solution, correct? And number 2, they happen to be our client, right?
Mm-hmm. I think last...
I will just add to what he was saying. See, in the mankind, in the human history, we have seen evolution of various types, right? This is another kind of evolution which we are witnessing in the commercial real estate industry. When Shantanu just mentioned about the mandates and our clients and all, the service delivery, the buildings and everything is the same. I mean, what I offer, or Pratik offers, or Aninda offers, the same. It's a trust, and is drawing the clear picture in front of the clients. So, say for an example, say if you are the client, you call up 4-5 operators. They give you proposals and okay, fine, we are here, they are there. They are just giving their real estate portfolio. They are not giving the real estate solution. We, the IPCs, we're here to give them the real estate solution. So we will exist, we'll thrive. Don't worry about that. Yeah.
Dada,
good afternoon.
Yes.
Yeah, my name is Shubhashish Dhar. I'm speaking to you as a user. I go to office in Sector 5 and I have a complaint in terms of the facilities that are there in parking of the vehicles. It's terrible. I mean, when we go there, every time you have to worry, how do you get a parking space? I think this is a problem you need to solve, because there are hundreds of people like me who are suffering every day. And I will never speak good of Kolkata Sector 5.
No, I totally agree. Parking is an issue. We are, there's a huge crunch of parking, but it's better than CBD areas. At least things are moving.
I also traveled to Bangalore. I don't find that much of a problem in the
I understand.
CBD area of Bangalore.
And because of that, I think we have Mr. Radhakrishnan, who is the board of Navodiganto. They have built up, government is also setting up parking
this is a feedback.
spaces.
I'm not expecting you to give me an answer just now. I think you should look into it and try to solve the problem in some manner.
Point taken, sir. Parking is should be a solution.
Also, there is a parking solution coming up in Newtown Rajat as well.
And it should be reasonable. See, Newtown, they have imposed a 500 rupees fine for parking in the areas outside of,
I'll tell you a simple answer. কেউ ভাবেনি সেক্টর 5 এত বড় হয়ে যাবে। তাই পার্কিং এর প্রবলেম।
আপনার সেক্টর 5 যদি এত বড় হয়ে গেছে তাহলে আপনি নেক্সট কোথায় যাবেন?
আমাদের সলিউশন হবে। বাট পয়েন্ট টেকেন স্যার। I think ma'am, yes.
I have a simple question. I was traveling in Bangalore and they were showing me parts, and somebody said that in Calcutta we have one Sector 5. In Bangalore, every area is a Sector 5. So why is it that we are concentrating on Sector 5 is a good concept, but because it has become a single concept, that is why I think these issues like he raised about parking and all that come in. Why is it that the IT industry, the young generation has to be concentrated in Sector 5 and Newtown and the rest of Calcutta can remain as it is? Why can't we expand this whole model to the rest of Calcutta?
I think the recommendation taken, Anguna will take it forward, and present it. I think point taken, we should be more inclusive, and I think
I am happy to do that. Hi, Malokananda Rao. I've been involved with all of you many years. Any help, please let me know. And one more question I would like to answer to somebody who mentioned that the airport, it's very difficult to travel from the airport to any part of Calcutta. Well, if any of you have travelled from Bangalore airport to any part of Bangalore, I don't think you will mention this.
I think we'll end the session. We have another session coming up. Thank you so much. You people are the brand ambassadors. A round of applause for yourself, please. Thank you. Thank you, Anguna.
Thank you so much, Aninda, for guiding us. And not only, actually, he has curated this session. So, he deserves all the appreciation. We have just facilitated. So I would request Aninda to please present tokens of our appreciation to the panelists on the dais. And I would now request our very own Kalida, Mr. K.K. Mohapatro, to please come to the dais and present a token of our appreciation to Aninda. Again, a disclaimer, Aninda is very much Bengal chamber, but Aninda, thank you